Hello students, good morning. I am Dr. Sachin Kumari, Assistant Professor at GVM GC Sonipat. So today my topic is micropropagation. We will study about micropropagation, its types, objectives and methods of micropropagation. So we start with plant biotechnology. So what is plant biotechnology? Plant biotechnology can be defined as the introduction of a desirable trait into the plant through genetic modification. It means we have to introduce our desirable trait into any other plant for their modification, or we can say that it is a technique used to adapt plant for a specific needs or opportunities. Okay, now the plant biotechnology can assist in developing the new varieties and trait, including genetics, genomics, mark assisted selection, and the transgenic crop. Here we have an example like the crop like wheat. We have normal plant of wheat and the normal seedling, but what we want higher seedling and the small plant. So what can we do? We can add the dwarf plant gene. Okay, so we can add it gene that give us a dwarf plant and having the more seed yield. Okay, now after then this next is the micropropagation. Now what is micropropagation? Micropropagation is the art and science of multiplying in vitro. So it means the in vitro condition. Wherever in vitro conditions are there, it means we have the micropropagation method, or we can say that it is the vegetative propagation of plant under in vitro state of high light force, controlled temperature and the defined supplement medium. The micropropagation has many synonyms like tissue culture, mass propagation, in vitro culture and cloning. In vitro clonal propagation also. So here the micropropagation is the practice of rapidly multiplying stock plant material to produce a large number of progeny plants using modern plant tissue culture method. Here the modern plant tissue culture method means the type of culture like anther culture, pollen culture, ovary culture. These are the modern tissue culture methods. Okay, other than this, we see that it is the procedure that has been applied to a significant number of the commercially vegetative proliferated plant species, or the sexual proliferated or asexually proliferated plants. So it is widely used for the orchids, ferns, many interior foliage plants. Next is the clone. What is clone? See, clone is a plant population that is derived from the single individual by asexual reproduction, or the clonal propagation is the multiplication of genetically identical individual used by the asexual method. We can discuss this clonal propagation in further slides. Like here the feature of clonal propagation is clonal reproduction. Now what is clonal reproduction? See, the type of reproduction that is reproduced asexually and is clonal growth in which parental genotype produce vegetative modules, means it is the method of asexual reproduction. We can say that it is the clonal micropropagation also. So the multiplication of the stage can be recycled many times to produce an unlimited number of clones, and it is easy to manipulate the reproduction cycles, and it can give us disease-free plant that can be produced significantly. Now here you see this diagram. Here the rapid clonal in vitro propagation of plant. How the plant can be propagated. First we take the cells, tissues or organ, then we culture aseptically on the defined media and the culture rooms and the culture vessels, then the maintained controlled condition. We should maintain the controlled condition of the light and temperature. Student, here one thing is that the light, temperature and the moisture, these are the main 3 points that we should maintain for any type of growth, for any type of plant species. Here the Dr. Murashe, Tosaji Murashe is the first one who gave the commercialization of micropropagation. He gave the broad application of this micropropagation in 1974. See this diagram here. The diagram showing the starting material for micropropagation. Which type of metal we take? You can hear the name like explant. Now what is explant? Explant, it is a cell, organ or a piece of tissue which has been transferred from plant to nutrient medium. Means we have to transfer the plant from the nutrient medium. Now we can take here from explant as in the form of tip bud, leaf, axillary bud, internodes, roots, anything that we take is a type of explant for the propagation. Okay. Now, what are the selection of the plant material? For the selection of the plant material, we have the part of the plant. It means part of the plant means which type of plant we form. Like the part of plant, which type of explant we take. We take shoot, root, tip, axillary buds, internode. So what we take, that is the part of the plant, and the that is a part of the plant. And what this part of the plant form? This part of the plant form the callus formation. Okay, now what is callus? Callus is a soft tissue that form over a cut plant surface. It can form over the cut plant surface when it grow into the nutrient medium. Okay, next point is genotype. Now what is genotype? It is the genetic constitution of an species. The genetic constitution of a species. Then physiological condition, it means the external and the internal that may occur in nature for the cell system. Again, the season of the species, which type of species we take or which type of crop we take for the plant material, the season does matter. Then the position of the plant, which part of the position or which position of a plant we take, then the size of the explant, either it is long or small. So these are the main point that we have to remember when we select the plant material. Next one is medium. Same for media making is time consuming method, but nowadays plant tissue culture media most commonly used for the available in the market as a dry powder form. What can we do? We can simply form the method, simply take that dry powder and that containing the inorganic and organic nutrient material, and we add some quantity of that into the distilled water. After adding in distilled water, what we have, we can mix that thoroughly in water, sugar and agar. Agar is melted form, and then the organic supplemented are ready. Now finally, that volume of media is 1 liter, and the pH should be adjusted according to the medium, and then the medium should be autoclave. Okay, now the powder media are useful for the propagation of plant species requiring the nutrient according to the recipe of the standard. Recipe of the standard means here the type of species we take, so the propagation of the plant species required that type of nutrient. Okay, now here the different type of nutrient mediums are there, like nutrient medium हो गया, white है, white media, then the Gotthard media. Like virtually all the tissue medias are synthetic or chemically that are defined, and only few of them use complex organic like potato extract and their normal constituent. You can see here an example of like our kitchen waste. The kitchen waste is a type of an organic media. Okay, so a synthetic media consists of only chemically defined compounds, and a variety of recipes have been developed, but none of them is suitable for either all plant species or for every purpose. It means all plant species could not be depended upon the same recipe of the plant development. Okay, so the most of the plant species have been elaborated for those for the white media. White media means itself evolved from a medium for the algae, and the Gotthard media means that it can be formed with the help of Knoop salt solution. Okay, now the physical environment. For the physical environment, there are the three main points like temperature, moisture and light. Means temperature, we should give the appropriate temperature for the growth of a plant, appropriate moisture and the light conditioning for the plant. It means we should have the best laboratory for the micro propagation. In a laboratory, we should maintain these three main things for production. Now the steps involved in the micropropagation. See, here are the 5 steps that are involved in the micropropagation, that is the stage 0. Okay, then stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4. Stage 0 is the preparative stage, that is the mother plant selection in the preparation, where we should prepare the mother plant selection. We should select the mother plant. Here we can select the mother plant under the controlled condition. Then the stage first, that the initiation of the culture, initial establishment of the aseptic culture, then the multiplication of the propagules, and third one is the rooting of the shoots and growth roots of the propagules, and fourth one is the transplantation. Transplantation means hardening and the transfer to the field. Now first step is the explant selection. Now the selection of the plant tissue from a healthy vigorous mother plant, and that is often the apical bud that can be or can be other tissue. It may be apical bud or axillary bud or root or leaf or anything, root nodules, rhizobium, anything that is can be used for the mother plant selection. The tissue must be sterilized, and to remove the microbial contaminant we should sterilize the tissue first, then we go through next step. Like here, what can we do? We can thaw the frozen suspension rapidly in a water bath at 28 degrees Celsius. Then seed the cells into the cultural flask containing the medium 5 ml. Then incubate at 28 degrees Celsius for 4 hours. Then change with the fresh media. We have to change medium according to the steps. Then incubate it again and subculture it for the experimental purpose. So the stage 1 is the advance in micropropagation, and it can include the choice and the development of stalks plant for around 3 months under controlled condition. See here the diagram, which see, this is the leaf cell. We take this X plant. Now the X plant can make the callus culture. Here what will happen, the callus culture is formed, then the shoot stimulating hormone will be added into the nutrient agar. It means now here the shoot will be grow, and after shoot growth, what will happen, we can add the root stimulating hormone in the nutrient medium, so the root will be grow and we have the complete plantulate, and now here the plant is ready for the hardening or for the transferring. Okay, see these are the diagrams. Like here, first one is the shoot initiation, then the root initiation, and these are the plants that are ready for the plantulates. Okay, now the selection and the maintenance of the stock plant for the culture initiation is like, first we take the X plant, then the shoot tip from the younger sucker, then apical meristem, then 1 to 2 centimeter, and then we can surface sterilize it. Okay, again this is the explant formation, or this is the initiation of the callus and the suspension culture. Explant, we grow this explant into the agar medium. It form the developing callus. It can develop the callus, and after developing the callus, what will happen, this callus can present there in the form of cell clumps, and after cell clumps it can be present there, it can be grow in a form of explant, that is in liquid medium. Okay, now you can see this diagram. These are the initiation step of the formation of the micropropagation. These are the plant that are initially grow. Okay, now the second step is our initiation and the establishment of aseptic culture. Now for the aseptic culture, in this stage, the significant movement of the micropropagation happen in a characterized culture medium, and stage second is the most part including augmentation of the shoot or quick inceptions organism arrangement from the explant, and develop the chamber at 20 to 24 degrees Celsius, and we give the 2000 to 4000 lux light force, and the lighting time is for 16 hours. Okay, or something like 16 hours. So we should autoclave all the things. We should prepare or sterilize the all the equipments and all the instruments that we use, the laminar flow, and the person that can do micropropagation is also sterilized his or her hands, clothes. Okay, so this one is the main important step, because the contamination will become if we not take care in these steps. Okay, now next one is the multiplication of shoot. What will happen in the multiplication of shoots? Now we can add the hormones like the shoot initiating hormone. And which one is the shoot initiating hormones? Auxin is the shoot initiating hormones. Okay, so we can add here shoot initiating hormone, that is auxin. And now what will happen in this stage include the exchange of shoot to a mode for a quick advancement in the shoots, and the shoots are then plantulated in soil to create roots, and then in vitro establishment shoot is like while taking care of the countless species. So this is the multiplication of shoot. You can see here the diagram. This is the multiplication of Musca acuminata, the dwarf Cavendish species, and here we have the large number of in vitro raised plant. After this multiplication we have the large in vitro plants, and the fruit is ready for the development of the tissue culture. Okay, so this is the diagram of multiplications. Now the next step is rootening. Okay, in rootening it is the induction and the development of adventitious root on the proliferated shoot. So the root formation is induced in a medium with high auxin and low cytokinin concentration. See here, this point is very important for the root formation. medium, we have the high oxygen and low cytokinin concentration. Shoot tip of a single node explant is used. Culture medium is maintained in a greenhouse chamber, and activated charcoal is frequently added to absorb the root inhibiting agents. Or we can say that it is the foundation of the plantulate in the soil, and it can finished by moving the plantulate of stage 3rd from the research facility to the earth of the nursery. So for some plant species, the stage 3rd is skipped, and unestablished stage 2nd should are planted in pots or in the appropriate fertilizer glands. Okay, so this one is the third rooting, that is the rooting stage. It means we have to add here the root initiating hormone, that is cytokinin. So we can add the cytokinin into it. Okay. Now the next one is assimilatization. Assimilatization is hardening. So what will happen in hardening? Hardening is the process where the plantulates are exposed to the naturally conditions in a stepwise manner. So it can be gradual assimilatization of in vitro growth plant to in vivo condition. So the plants are transferred to the pots or the polythene bags and immediately irrigated with the inorganic solutions or the nutrient solutions. Okay. Now the plants are kept in the hardening room where controlled conditions of the light, humidity and temperature are maintained, as we discussed earlier. These points are very important for the propagations or for the productions of any type of a plant species. Then plants are maintained under the high humidity for 10 to 20 days subsequently and transferred in the field so as to grow under the natural condition. Okay, so the success rate of the micropropagation depend upon the survival of the plantulates were transformed from the cultures to the soil field. Now here we can transfer the soil field, but what will happen, there is a one stage also, that is the secondary hardening. And what is secondary hardening? It means now here the hardness increases instead of the decreasing during tampering. When the tampering was done, the hardness should increase instead of decreasing. So this is known as the second hardening. It occurred during the precipitation of the alloy carbides and steel containing carbides forming alloying elements and show secondary hardening. It occurred during the fourth stage of the tampering. So this is the step of secondary hardening. You can see here, this is the secondary hardening. Plant transfer to the nursery bags, kept for 6 to 8 weeks under the 50% shade. Okay, if the plants are survive here, we can, what will give, we give the foliar spray and the variation is observed. Any plant that is variant or that is different from the species, we can discard that plant, and finally we have the plant that are ready for the sales. Okay, now next is, what are the method of propagation? The method of propagations are organogenesis, embryogenesis and the microcutting. Okay, now for the organogenesis, organogenesis can be done via the callus culture formation or by the direct adventitious organ formation, and the embryogenesis will be done by the direct and the indirect method. And for microcutting, there are the several methods like meristem culture and the bird culture. Now what is the meristem culture or the bird culture? Meristem culture is the in vitro used for the alimentation of the viruses and related to the pathogen from a large number of vegetatively propagated plant, and it is mainly method used in the elimination of the program. Okay, and for the bird culture process active meristem depending on the physiological state of the plant, and there are the two type of bird culture, single node culture and the auxiliary bird culture. Now first we see here the organogenesis. Now the organogenesis is the plant regeneration of the tissue culture technique that can be achieved either by the zygotic embryo or by the organogenesis or by the somatic embryogenesis. Okay, now it can be used for from the bud and the shoot material. We can propagate it from the shoot and the bud material, and in an organ production for the callus and the suspension culture. Now the root, shoot and the flower, these are the organ that may be initiated from the tissue culture. Now here is the question, why embryo is not, why we cannot take embryo? Because embryo are not classified as an organ because the structure have an independent existence, so the embryo do not have the vascular connection with parent plant body. Okay, most of the important factor that affecting the organogenesis is, that is cytokinin tend to stimulate the formation of the shoot and the auxin tend to stimulate the formation of the root. We know it earlier also, we studied earlier. Now here is the central dogma for the organogenesis, that is we have the ratio for the promotion of the shoot and the root, like the if high cytokinin and auxin ratio, then it promote the shoots and inhibit the root, and if high auxin and cytokinin ratio, auxin is to cytokinin ratio, then it promote the roots and callus formation while it inhibiting the shoot formation. So these are the vice versa formation, or we say the vice versa central dogma for the organogenesis. Next one is embryogenesis. Now embryogenesis is the process where the development of plant embryo being either sexual or asexual reproductive process, and that form the new plants. Okay, so it can be naturally occurring, and it give result to the self fertilization, and the embryos are called the zygotic embryo that develop into the seed and can germinate and give rise to the seedling. So plant cells can be induced to form the embryo in plant tissue culture, and these are the somatic embryos. So there are the two types of embryogenesis, indirect and direct. Indirect embryogenesis is the path including the callus stage, and the direct is that the path including the particular suitable to the that are herbaceous method. Okay, now this is the diagram which show the difference between the direct organogenesis, indirect, and the direct somatic embryogenesis. Okay, now explant, in the form of explant we should take shoot tip, cotyledon leaves, nodes, and the hypocotyl. Okay, now the direct organogenesis, we should take shoot tip, cotyledon leaves, and the nodes, and the shoot proliferated, and the elongation will be take with the help of medium, that is the MS media plus BAP. BAP means the benzyl adenine media. That stage will take place at 6 to 8 weeks. Then in vitro rooting will take place, that is 4 to 6 weeks. We can add instead of BAP, we can add IBA, that is the indole 3 acetic acid, and then the hardening will be done in 4th week. Okay, similarly for the indirect organization, callus induction will be done, the shoot organization will be done, then in vitro condition, and then assimilatization. And same for the direct somatic embryogenesis. Now here you can take shoot tip, cotyledon leaves, nodes, and hypocotyl for in the form of explant. Then the shoot embryonic induction, here the media plus benzyl adenine plus carnitine in the 8th week for 8 weeks, and then the somatic embryo regenerate. Now here the media plus the carnitine 4 to 6 weeks, and after that the assimilatization will be done, that is for the 4 weeks. Okay, now there are some examples of plants in which micropropagation will be done, like in the medicinal plants like aloe vera, peppermint, lavender, basils, and rosemaries. Okay, and like ornamental and horticulture plant like vegetables, broccoli, tomato, tulip flower, roses. These are some example of ornamental and horticulture. And for the agriculture crop like strawberry, cucumber, banana, maize, rice, sugarcane, these are the main example. You can see here we take the example of banana, like we have the mother plant core. We take the explant from it, initiate it, then multiply it, then add the hormones, roots and shoots hormone, then primary gardening, again secondary gardening, and we have the mother plant. And from the mother plant, what we have again, the mother plant cone. So these processes go on and on for the micropropagation. Okay, now next one is the advantages of micropropagation. See, so from one to many propagales, it can rapid, it can give many propagales for the reproductions, or for the propagation. So it can give us the number of clones that it can multiply in the controlled lab condition, continuous propagation year around, and for the potential for the disease field propagales, inexpensive per plant once established. And this is the method in which we can say that we have the option, in contrast to those plant species that demonstrate protection from the practices of traditional mass proliferation, and it has the large measure of the plant that can be kept as in a little space. So this assists with the sparing geopredized species and the capacity of the germplasm, and increase the yield of the plant, expand the force in horticulture species, and accomplish then the fast global trade of the plant material without the danger of the sickness and the presentation. And it can be the time required for the isolation is reduced by the any type of the strategies. And the micropropagation procedure is additionally valuable for the seed creation for a specific harvest, as the necessity of heredity protection to a serious extent and is significant for the seed creation. Okay, So these are the some advantages of it. Now next one is the disadvantages. See, it is the pricey, so it can be work cost more than 70%. Monoculture, it can derive monoculture propagation, so it promote the absence of the large and alignment versatility, as all the decaying plant might be helpless, and a contaminated plant test can deliver 10th descendant. Okay, so this is the phenomenon as the stock plant are deliberately screened and checked to force stall or refine plantain with the infection or the growth. So not all the plants can be effectively tissue defined, but frequently in light on the effect of that correct model of for development is not known for, or the plant produce auxiliary metabolic synthetic that trick or slaughter the X plant. Okay, so some plants are hard to sterilize the contiguous life form. So it is the specialized equipment. What we'll have, we need the specialized equipment or the facility required. Means we should have the technical expert. Any person can't do the micro propagation. We should have the person who know how to do the propagation. Okay, then the protocol not be optimized for the all the species, and the plant produce may not fit to the industry standard, and relatively it is expensive to set up at once. After that it can be we can grow more propagation, or we can do more propagation in a single setup. Okay, now what are the application? Here the sum of the application, like rapid increase of the stock of new material varieties, elimination of the disease, it can eliminate the disease, cloning of the plant type that not easily propagate by the conventional method, so we can use the micropropagation. Like propagales have enhanced growth features because it has the multi-branched character. So these are the some application. Now students, here are the some question. I hope you all are able to give answers of this question after hearing my lectures. So thank you very much for hearing me. Thank you so much.